Hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to your October 2025 monthly forecast. So this is just like the beginning of the tape. Your forecast is after this tape. Okay, those of you who are new to my channel. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, and click on the notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. Also, there is information in the description box below. There's a link to something called Ask Me a Question, which is for those of you who only want to know maybe one or two things about your chart. There's also a link to my website, and you can also just email me and ask me whatever it is you would like to know at zanezodiac@gmail.com. Okay? So, and a special thank you to all my subscribers, okay? Thank you for commenting and sharing and liking and your donations. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. Okay, and also everyone, remember that the weekly forecasts are now daily shorts, and there aren't always aspects between the planets every single day. Okay, so there won't be a video every day. So anyways, hey, special shout out, happy birthday to Libra and Scorpio. So, let's see here. The month starts off with Mercury moving into Scorpio on the 6th, and there's also a full moon on the 6th in Aries. On the 13th, Venus moves into Libra, also on the 13th. Pluto in Aquarius turns direct. On the 21st, there's a new moon in Libra. And on the 22nd, Mercury, that is still in Aries in retrograde motion, falls back finally into Pisces and finishes out its transit in Pisces, and then moves into Aries fully at the beginning of next year. Okay. So then also on the 22nd, the Sun moves into Scorpio, and on the 29th, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. So now for your forecast. Hi, Cancer. So, Jupiter is in your sign up until like next summer, so don't waste it. You have a lot of nice opportunities coming up, especially like when planets move into Scorpio, like the Sun and everything at the end of the month. Scorpio's a fellow water sign, so it will create a trine to whatever planets you have in Cancer. Okay? But for now, okay, the month does start off with the Sun in Libra in your 4th house. That's where you have the sign of Libra. 4th house being your family, where you live, the property surrounding it, your past, your childhood, the foundation of how you were raised, okay? So the Sun is here up until the 22nd. Mercury is here up until the 6th. Venus moves into Libra on the 13th. And there's a new moon in Libra on the 21st. So, it looks like it could be the same thing every year. The Sun is in this position the same time every year. So you could have more dealings with family at this time. You could have like a family reunion or something that takes place among you and your family, or people from your past. You could even be attending some kind of like school reunion or whatever. But it could be something that happens every time this year. Okay, now I do have to mention Venus is still in Virgo in your 3rd house up until the 13th. Okay, 3rd house being your everyday life, your neighbors, your neighborhood, all forms of communication, including regular postal mail, local travel. Okay, so you just may have found that Venus has been here since last month, so maybe you went to a lot more places. Patronize some businesses in your area more than you normally do, or you had contact more with your siblings or cousins, or just very sociable time for you in your neighborhood and with your neighbors even. Okay, so with Venus moving into your 4th house and Libra on the 13th till the end of the month into November, usually when Venus is here, it makes you want to spruce up your house in some way or other. Now, Mars was just here in Libra, and Mars is like the big, you know, kind of remodeling feeling that you get because you have all this energy with the planet Mars, you know, and you have big plans for whatever you're going to do with your home, you know. So you may have already started, like last month when Mars was in Libra. And now that Venus is here, you're just putting up those little finishing touches. If that's not the case, you may just find that you're having a lot more contact with your relatives, or even a roommate. You could be having a party, attending some kind of party, or throwing one yourself. But having Venus in your 4th house brings pleasant times within your home. Or if it's romantic, it's romantic times within a home setting, either your place or theirs, something or other. But, you know, you could be making just an awful lot of plans at this time for the holiday, and actually decorating even, or just doing a lot of autumn things. Here in America, it's autumn. And I do have to mention, well, the new moon does bring a new beginning in this area. You know, you could have something, again, with Jupiter in your sign. There's all kinds of possibilities opening up for you, opportunities of some kind. So some of this could even be coming from your past. Someone from your past could be re-entering your life. Maybe they are bringing you some kind of new opportunity. And this is like around the new moon of the 21st, okay? Possibly even just something going on within your home, a purchase that you've wanted to make. It could be a pretty big deal, kind of expensive, but it's something that you've saved up for, or just something you've always wanted, you know. And it doesn't have to be for your home. It could be a personal, something personal, okay? Now, there's a full moon in Aries on the 6th, okay, in your 10th house of your career. It's your most public house, but it's basically your career and how you're known by reputation for your livelihood and also your public persona, okay? So this doesn't seem to be too much of a big deal going on here right now. Neptune is still in Aries up until the 22nd. It's retrograde, and it does fall back into Pisces, okay, on the 22nd. So it can finish its transit there, and then we'll fully move into Aries again at the beginning of next year. Same thing with Saturn. Saturn moved back into Pisces last month, okay. They were both retrograde, Neptune and Saturn, in Aries, and now they will both be back in Pisces, and again, both finish up their transits there. Then they'll be moving back again into Aries, okay? So the short period of time that you had these two planets over the summer, Saturn and Neptune, in your 10th house of your career, you may have had like second thoughts about whatever it is that you do for a living. Or even if you're retired, you could be thinking about pursuing something that you always wanted to do, okay? So around this full moon, you know, you could have been taking actions in this this way. You know, maybe your family sees you doing something that they feel is risky, you know, as far as your career goes, or they're not on board with whatever your plans may be for the future in regards to your career. Okay, so that's all this is. This full moon here, you know, a family member could do or say something to you about whatever it is you're doing, and you just blow it off, you know. Also, wherever it is you currently work, or even just, again, if you're retired or you don't work at all, something could happen where there's like a little minor crisis at home. It's either with your family or something in your home that you have to stop whatever you're doing and just go home to fix, you know. So I always say family and personal life is far more important than whatever job you may have anyway. Okay, so that's all that looks like to me. Right, and then the sun moves into Scorpio in your 5th house of creativity and fun and romance and gambling and speculation, any form of entertainment or sport or games, and anything to do with children. Okay, so the sun moves here on the 22nd, and the month actually starts off with Mercury moving into Scorpio on the 6th, and Mars is here since last month. Mars is still here all month. So, you know, having Mars in your 5th house, it is a kind of like, it is a physical house or planet. It's definitely physical, but as far as games and sports, making you want to get out there and have fun, you know, do something, some form of entertainment that could possibly be physical, okay, like dancing even, whatever. But, you know, since Mars has been here as long as it has been, you've already started doing whatever in this area, okay? With Mercury here, you just may have an awful lot more contact with, like anyone you're romantically involved with, or if you are involved in any kind of creative project, especially with another person. If not, you'll just be working on it an awful lot more with Mercury here. Like ideas seem to be coming to you like left and right, where at one point they may have been stalled. Maybe you weren't able to get past a certain thing or whatever. But I do have to mention that this is the house of fun, and you know, again, with Jupiter in your sign, there's lots of opportunities for you to do anything you want to do. So I would look into something possibly maybe different, doing something different at this time from, you know, this month into next month. But you could be either attending one or two parties or even throwing one yourself, okay? Now, Mercury moves into Sagittarius on the 29th in your 6th house, but I'll cover that next month because it's only like the last few days of this month. It's not going to affect you that much, okay? And let's see here. Pluto in Aquarius, okay, in your 8th house. That's where you have the sign of Aquarius. 8th house being other people's money and excuse me, resources. Passive money through means other than earning it. It is the house of transformation, death and rebirth. Many, many things. Pluto is the natural ruler of this house, so it does well when it's here. Anyways, it turns direct on the 13th. So you probably haven't noticed all that much of a difference yet. You know, this planet just moved here. It's in very low degrees. But, you know, during this time there will be some kind of transformation in your life. Could be spiritual even. But it could also be physical. This being a money house and property. It looks like maybe that may even be beginning now with Aquarius being an air sign. Pluto here is trining whatever planets are in Libra right now in your 4th house of your childhood. So a lot of times, you know, you are, excuse me, inheriting something. You could be inheriting property at this time. Can't believe it. I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that. Anyway, the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Cancer on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Capricorn, and those dates are the 1st, 26th, 27th, and 28th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, and speculation, or anything to do with children is the 8th, 9th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The best time for money is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 14th, 15th, 16th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. The best time for your career is the 6th and 7th, and the best time for communication and travel is the 4th, 5th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 31st. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for October. Happy Halloween. See ya.